Hello, and welcome to another Ring Rouge unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the M1A1 Long Tom 155mm artillery gun. When America entered the First World War, they didn't really have any heavy artillery guns of their own, so it ended up adopting a bunch of 155mm French artillery guns for their use for the American Expeditionary Force. After the war ended, the Americans realized, hey, we should probably have some of our own heavy artillery guns, and they would end up developing the 155mm Long Tom throughout the 20s and 30s. It would enter into service in the 1940s, and they pretty much just based it off the French 155mm cannon with a few changes. It would make just under 2,000 of these heavy artillery guns, and it'd pretty much see service wherever America was in the Second World War, from North Africa, Italy, Normandy, and even in the Pacific. In-game, the Long Tom is a 130-point artillery gun available to the 2nd American Infantry Division and the 3rd American Armored Division. It has one weapon. The weapon is the big bloody gun itself. You have 40 high explosive shells and 10 smoke shells. It has a pretty slow fire rate, which shouldn't be all that surprising, but as you know, it's a big artillery gun, so it does big artillery gun high explosive damage. Pop down to the miscellaneous stats. This thing does have a radio allowing for corrected shot, has a 10-man crew, good optics, good stealth, and heavy cargo space. In battle, the Long Tom is another one of your pretty standard heavy howitzer guns that you can get. These things have a pretty niche role, as I would say, as well, to be frank. In 1v1s, guns like this are entirely useless, because to get a good battery VM it costs a lot of points, and in 1v1 you really want to be spending your points on frontline units, as you have a lot of frontline to cover. And also for the American divisions, there are better artillery pieces that you can get for 1v1, such as the Mortar Half-Track, the Xylophone, the Calliope, or, well, let's be honest, you're just gonna get off-map artillery. However, the Long Tom has a purpose, and that purpose is in team games, because in team games, artillery is king, and having a lot of it is definitely rather useful. The Long Tom in team game is definitely a very good piece for counter-battery purposes, as you can pretty much shoot across the entirety of the map, and you can pretty much keep it at your spawn point because of its infinite range capability. And because it has a radio as well, if you do manage to get a radio observer near the enemy target, you're gonna have very accurate shots onto him. And because of its pretty high explosive capabilities, pretty much anything you shoot out will die if you get a good direct hit on him. This thing also comes with smoke ammunition, and this may not be your main smoke laying tool. Mortars are usually a better choice for that, but it can come useful in a pinch, as smoke is a tool that's really underutilized a lot, as it can really make or break entire pushes, especially in team games where the enemy defenses are more clumped up. A few good smoke shells can pretty much shut down an entire flank's firepower from being able to shoot your advancing troops. The availability for Long Tom is pretty standard, with only 1 in A phase, 2 in B phase, and 4 in C phase, but each of the divisions get 3 cards of Long Toms, which really allows you to spam these quite a bit. Unfortunately, you are forced to buy the 10-point transport that comes along with it, so really its price is 140 points. Overall, Long Tom is another good heavy artillery piece. It's not going to be all that useful in 1v1s, but in team games, it's definitely a nice thing to have in your arsenal for counter-battery fire. And well, I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another Ring Rouge unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.